as they are currently busting down Voloska's door because they have a Lockhart with a little bit of barely standing problem.
Just slight.
A slight
Yeah.
issue. Barely an inconvenience.
That down. And I need to add here in Voyager.
Okay, can we delete all the little random lines?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
pink, those are heist planning.
Piper,
Huh? What?
get it in the roll 20.
Oh, I thought I was. I'm sorry.
Hey, I didn't scroll down and see that.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
This guy, right?
Oh, I was like, there's
There.
something I should be doing. I swear, there's something I should be doing. Oh, yeah. Notes.
We're
Everyone's
we're
off
logged
the game.
in. Yeah.
Everyone's off the game today.
I was like, I feel like there's something I'm missing.
To be fair, I did distract everybody for 20 minutes, but it was
Yeah, I
before game
started
started.
I started going through my character image list to make a character. Okay, I gotta get back. I completely forgot. I got so distracted.
Find the chewing gum. You're Kaya now.
I
yeah,
have my
you gotta
gum.
go
I
get-
have my gum.
Perfect. So, if you recall, it is about, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon after the after the car had blown up, and you have successfully outrun a red. Everyone's scattered. Lockhart is bleeding from a couple of places, but is otherwise okay. Just okay.
Surprisingly, still in one piece.
I mean, the
Um,
shoulder's kind of ripped open a bit. You know, that's kind of hanging off.
The arm is still attached, though.
Yeah.
Arm is still
yes.
attached.
We are not
Bleeding
getting
has
you-
stopped.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
not gotten you into cybernetics territory, so be happy.
So speaking of shoulder wound, if I recall correctly, you used a foam fill.
I think
Yeah.
that's what you said, right?
A quick foam pill. That's what it is. Yes. And then that filled up the wound in your shoulder to stop the bleeding. Very nice. Unfortunately, when you show that to Voloska, he looks at it and nods, and then goes to get a couple of tools from his bag. He's working on a cut supply, because he's kind of out of pocket right now. But he has you basically sit down on the couch after he puts down a spare bed sheet because there's no operating table. And he pulls up a little stool. And it's like a barber chair stool where it's like the little screw-on seat and the 4 legs. So he spins it until it's really, really close to the ground and sits on it, looking at the shoulder real closely and adjusts his very tiny glasses. Looks at Lockhart and says, "This is not going to feel very good."
Can't be as bad as getting the spike out.
Nods. He kind of shakes his head back and forth and just goes, "Yes, it can." And he takes a pair of tool pliers, like actual pliers,
Oh god.
Oh God.
and a little bit of a scalpel, and starts to pull. He's not yanking parts of you with the pliers. He's pulling the foam. But pulling the foam out hurts really, really bad. It definitely hurts going in, but it saves lives. It is not meant to be easily removed. But go ahead and make me a wait. Sorry. Make me a tough save. There's no tough saves. Get it together, Joe. Hold on. I need to get my dice. What is your tough defense? It's pretty good, right?
Yes.
You said what? 13?
It's 13, yeah.
13.
And I'm
Okay.
imagining we got one of the kitchen utensils to bite into if it's
Yeah.
gonna be
A
that
wooden
bad.
spoon?
Yeah.
There
wood
is no
spoon.
wood.
Oh, fucking
It's
You know what?
it's a fake wooden
fake
spoon.
wood.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a plastic fake
Faux
wood.
wood.
They that's a thing they make. So it's not like actual wooden. So he hands you that like a little fake wooden spatula, to which you don't take any damage, but you are otherwise in searing pain. If you want, go ahead and roll me a tough roll as if you were making a melee attack.
Okay. Melee attack. Let's do this. That's a
That's
really
pretty
good. roll.
good. That's
Just
pretty
crunch through the spoon.
good. Yes, that is exactly what that roll is. You bite down, you like it hurts, there's a little bit of a pain, and you're like, that's not so bad, and then there is a big chunk of foam that is pulled out, and immediately it is like white hot ear like deafening pain, and you don't feel yourself do it, but Kaya, you're watching, and Lockhart, I imagine is like one hand in like kind of doing that handhold with you, and then bit down on the spoon in the other arm, holding the couch while Veloska operates.
Mhm.
Grip goes vice-like for about 10 or 15 seconds, and you hear a crack, snap of plastic, and the spoon breaks. But Veloska is holding a big chunk of foam, and it is gross. And he looks at it and just sets it in a napkin behind him, and just kind of covers it with, sets it down in like, or napkin. It's more like a paper towel. He sets it down on a paper towel and takes the other half of it, folds it over so he doesn't have to look at it. Gives it a little pat so it stays down. And then he turns back to Lockhart and starts grabbing a handful more stuff. He grabs, at first, what you think is another foam fill pill, but he hands it to Lockhart, and he's like, this is to eat this time, not shove into wound. Helps blood production.
It's out freaking wooden pieces.
Yeah,
Takes her hand and just pops it in dry.
You don't even feel it go down. You are you're conscious, and conscious in the sense that it's like, boy, it would be super easy to take this out on someone. So I really hope nobody gets me angry. But
Sweating
take a
Kaya
nice-
next to her.
yeah, take a nice dry swallow of a pill, and Veloska starts going after the wound with otherwise traditional means. And this is going to be a rough looking scar, but your arm is mostly intact, or at least will be totally functionally fine.
Good.
And the rest of the pain, by comparison to the foam fill and the removal of it, is just you barely register it. Like, you've had stitches before. This is fucking orders of magnitude less present to you.
A lesser
But-
man would have passed out.
Yes. Someone
Sadly.
with, let's say, 11 or lower toughness defense would have passed out.
Kaya would have passed out.
But, yeah, you have the floor as Velisca silently stitches you up.
You hanging in there, Locke?
She is laying there, exhausted, but still awake. And she nods her head slowly. You wouldn't happen to have any painkillers, Doc, would you?
He shakes his head left and right and he's like, nothing that will help this. Unless you want to just take 15 Tylenol. Don't. Like, looks at you with the don't to punctuate it and then goes back to stitching.
You weren't injured, were you?
Are you talking to me?
Nod.
What the fuck? No, I'm not fucking injured.
Good,
You're the
then
one who
this-
got... What?
Then this wasn't for nothing.
Hold... Alright, hold on. This gestures to Lockhart's entire fucking situation here. I'm like, this shit, not good. Don't do this shit again.
Going to have to in the future. It's part of my job.
Get a new fucking job.
Lockhart's, not Lockhart, Velisca snorts at that.
It's something I happen to be good at.
You'd be good at other shit. You know, learn other shit. Get good at it. Practice it. It's kind of how shit works.
Was there any tracker on any of the stuff that hit the bike? She's trying to change the topic.
Shouldn't have been. They're just fucking China ass, what the fuck, railroad spike looking fucking things.
And you took one of them with you, right? For inspecting later, I guess.
I mean, there's something in the bike
Yeah, there are a few that are lodged in the bike still.
that she's not about to pull out until she can get the bike in a garage. And there's a couple of them in the bike. What,
To
do
save
you want a
them to
fucking
see-
souvenir or some shit?
We'll have to save them to see if we can get any information of them. Help us beat that thing.
You're the one who's seen it before. You know what it does, right? You talked about it shutting down shit.
Yes, but it could have been modified.
I mean,
That-
yeah.
Red thing. It's obviously custom made for Diego.
Yeah. Fucking bastard. Look, we can check out the other spikes we've got on the bike. Do the analyzer shit. See if it's modded. We can do all of that later.
Hmm.
You should, probably take a break. Try not to jump in front of people and take hits for them.
Velisca snorts again.
Try not to get into fights with people. Just a suggestion.
It'll heal.
If you let it fucking heal.
Are you implying that I won't take care of it? Or that the good doctor here is incompetent?
What are you talking about? Lo's just like the best doctor ever. I'm talking that I don't think you know how to fucking relax.
Maybe.
Just
But
not
even
gonna.
if don't really have much of a choice to relax.
No, but you're not gonna do any good if you just keep on. It's fucking making all your fucking ruins worse.
How long will this take to heal? Looking at Veloska.
Veloska, without looking up, just continuing to stitch. Do you actually care, or are you going to just continue doing this thing that you do where you attack people and fight shit?
I'm taking your suggestion into consideration.
Well, for a full recovery, my recommendation would be 3 weeks. But given your proclivities to, he just waves a hand vaguely while the other one stitches. Given your proclivities to, violence, I can give you a couple air hypos and a lot of extra gauze. And then you'll be good as new in... He says new with quotation marks. Good as new in 4 days, 5 days. Don't get stabbed in your shoulder. Or shot.
I don't plan to, but there you go. Couple days. And I'll be right as rain.
I'm pretty sure that's not what he fucking said. I think the bare minimum is 4 days. You should probably take a couple of fucking weeks.
Well, we're gonna have to lie low for a couple days at least, so there you go.
Look. 3 weeks.
I don't think the station is going to hold up for me to heal. So a couple
Well,
days will have to do.
Well, the station's gonna have to fucking deal because you gotta get fucking the shit. Gestures.
Do you realize what you're saying right now?
I mean, pretty sure.
She just shakes her head.
Do you realize what you're saying right now?
Yes. I'm saying that I'll just have to get over it and work through it all. It's what I always do.
Yeah, I told you to get a new fucking job. Take the time to heal up, rest that you're right as rain and you're back to full fucking punching, kicking, terrorizing gangs force.
Veloska says something in either Russian or Ukrainian. It's hard to tell. But Lockhart, this is a phrase you've heard him say multiple times. Typically something... This phrase he has said before. You don't know exactly what it means, but he said it before when you've been in situations where you need to work, but you are wounded. It effectively means, like, barking up the wrong tree.
Is he saying that to Kaya?
Yes.
See, Veloska gets it.
I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't really fucking care if it disagrees with me. Look, at least take a week and a half. Just try to heal as much as you fucking can. You said it yourself, you gotta lay low anyway. And plus, we gotta see what the fuck's gonna happen. And we've gotta look into all the shit we've got. And get everyone up to speed on what the fuck's been going on. Like, you've got the time, just take it.
As long as there's no crisis. Fine.
Look, if there's a life or death situation, I'm not telling you to just sit there and not do anything. I just think that you should stop looking for shit to get into until you heal up.
You think I was looking for all this?
I mean, technically, this is a whole fucking plan, so yeah.
Supposed to be a smash and grab, not.
Shit
all of
happens.
that.
Shit happens. You gotta improvise. So I'm saying, just take it easy. Don't plan any shit. Just try to heal up as much as you can. You know?
As long as there's no crisis, I will try to take it easy.
As long as there's no immediate crisis, because technically there's always a fucking crisis.
Guess I can't take it easy then, can I?
Oh, shut the fuck up. As long as there's no immediate fucking danger that you gotta act in, just fucking chill.
Lockhart has the urge to shrug, but refrains.
Alright, I'll take that as an agreement. Cool.
She slightly rolls her eyes.
Check that off the list.
Are you going to head over to Legacy then?
Looks at text message of Legacy telling her to make Maxine French toast.
The text wall of like, I'm okay. I went to Marcus. Marcus has some shit going, so I have to go to him. And Bengetti called me. I don't know why he called me. He didn't leave a message. Did he call you? I think he's in trouble. Make sure he's okay. I'm leaving the thing here because I gotta go to Marcus. Also, you have to give the recipe to Maxine because Maxine's freaking out. Apparently, she found stuff in the blood. So you owe her a stack of French toast and the recipe for it. Not today because I still have to go clean her stuff. It's just giant, the entire screen of text at least twice.
Lockhart says you need to go meet up with Legacy. Kaya opens her phone, skims through that. No. Not meeting up with her right now. She's doing shit.
You got the package, right?
Yeah, she did. She stashed it, and she's got some shit going on with Marcus and Maxine. And Bengetti called her too, so... Apparently blew up all of our phones.
Speaking of blowing up a phone, right after you mentioned that, your phone starts buzzing, Kaya. And you can see that it's Maxine calling.
Shit.
Your turn.
I'm just like, okay, I've got a little bit of context from Legs. Let's see what this is about. Fucking answer. Stop.
Your friend brought me brain. And I don't know if you knew that, but now it's all over my equipment. and I'm gonna be arrested, maybe. And she said that you would give me something in return, so I want French toast. And the recipe.
Sure. I can drop it off in a couple of days. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about with the brain. Be honest with you.
The thing from that box that was all sealed and contained whatever
Oh,
you
that
brought it.
thing.
Yeah, that thing that your friend brought.
Yeah.
I want her to come get it right now, and I told her to come get it, and she said that you would pay me back.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll get you some French toast. Give you the recipe.
Good.
Would you like? Did you like the coffee cake?
Yes. And coffee
Cool.
cake.
Wait, you want coffee cake too?
Yes.
I mean that'll push it back a little bit. Like two days.
There's a silence over the line. Fine.
Cool. Are you alright?
No, I'm not all right. There's brain in a thing in my house, and I don't know what to do with it.
Alright, well, do you have a sealed container? Do you gotta...
Well, yeah, but it's not. I don't want to touch it because it's gonna get all over everything, and it's. This you don't understand. This is people brain. This is not pig or horse or some thing.
Alright. Look, I understand. I'm sorry that it is. We didn't know what it was. And we can help you clean it up, and I'll get you the French toast and the whole ass fucking coffee cake to make it up to you. And I mean, Lex says she's gonna be there to help you. I mean, whatever equipment you use to seal it back, I'll help. Legs and I help you clean it, sanitize it.
I want her to do it because she brought it.
All right.
You can help if you want, but she owes me clean
And I owe you a coffee cake
and French toast.
and French toast and the recipe for the French toast. I'm not sharing the recipe for the coffee cake.
You can hear this like in the silence. There is a little bit of like a scrunched face, an implication of staring really intently, and then fine. No more brain. No bring me brain.
We'll try not to.
Well, you can bring me like I don't know, like fish brain or something, but even then I don't want to look at it. I don't do good with a lot of blood stuff.
All right, I'll keep it in mind. We'll give it to you. Oh, as long as we know that it's brain, we're not going to give it to you. We'll try to figure out if it helps, before we have you look at it. Does that sound like a deal? No, I'll promise. Fucking see Kaya. It's not a video call, it's a regular phone call, but like puts hand on her heart. She's like, look, promise, cross my heart. I'm not gonna try to intentionally give you a brain or anything brain related.
There's pause and then okay. Fine.
Alright, cool. Talk to you later?
Maybe. I'm gonna go bake something because I want to not think about brain.
Okay, have fun.
Bye. Click.
Bye. Oh, alright. Puts down phone. Turns to Lockhart. Apparently the blood vial, whatever the fuck, was brain. And she's freaked out.
Of course, it's brain. That's what seems to be the key thing to all this bullshit.
Sure. Everything's fucking brain, consciousness, and all that shit. Alright. Is Veloska still working on her arm?
He is finished with the stitching, and he is doing the last little bits of application. He is pulling out it looks like the thing that you put. It looks kind of like the like a thing of mascara, except when he pulls out the brush, it is not like a bristled brush, but more of a flat like applicator or like a little spatula on the inside of the cap. And he pastes that over the stitching. It is like a thin green substance. It honestly looks kind of like glue. It has the same viscosity as glue. And he, after applying that, takes out some gauze and just starts wrapping every which way around Lockhart's shoulder.
I'm just gonna watch him work.
Yeah, it takes probably another minute or so before he's completely topped off.
And damn. How you feeling, Locke?
There.
Exhausted.
Hmm?
I'm pissed off.
Well, I meant physically, but I mean, mental state's good to know too.
I don't give a shit about your feelings, Lockhart.
Well, it's I meant physically, but like, I do care about your feelings. Thank you for sharing. But how are you
Veloska.
physically?
Veloska gets up and walks a little across the room and starts fishing into the. There's a jacket, like a leather jacket, that's hung up on a hanger, and he fishes into the pocket and then pulls out what looks to be like a little can of tobacco and takes a little dip of it and sticks it in the corner of his mouth and says, "That is a rookie mistake. Never ask how the patient is feeling."
Look, I'm not that kind of doctor, alright? Alright.
She'll sit up, wincing a bit, but sit up into a more comfortable position.
Yeah, your shoulder is tightly wound with gauze, but ignoring that, it is just the skin and muscle of your shoulder is tight. You want to just hug your shoulder as close to you can, or hug your arm as close as you can to your body, but even then, there's like an ache from different parts of the wound that makes you want to hold it a little bit out. So there's not really a way to make it perfectly comfortable, which is just great.
Fully doing the whole thing of like, you know how the couch has that little V section from the arm, like the armrest, and then like the back. Probably has her shoulder against the back of the couch, and then like the rest of her body leaning over like up against the armrest.
You can
Trying
take
to find a cozy position.
ibuprofen, Advil, Tylenol, any sort of blood thinner now. You'll just ruin your gauze. Probably.
I'll be sure to get some of that soon.
It's worth noting that Veloska did not wash his hands He like has messy, nasty fingers. The only thing that his one fleshy hand, he had a glove on. But his synthetic hand is just covered in your blood, Lockhart.
Well,
There's some towels in the cupboard over there.
Looks at his hands, just right. Walks over, grabs the little foam napkin mess that's on the ground, and tosses that in a can, washes off his hands, gets rid of the rubber glove.
well,
Give me an hour or two to rest, and then we can head over to a mall.
head over to where?
A mall.
Why are we going to a mall?
Assume we were going. We assume we're heading back over to Johan's place to look at what was in that container.
Well, the can's not over there.
Well, isn't that why we're meeting up?
Probably, I don't know. Gotta talk to Legs. She's the one who's got the shit. She stashed it somewhere. Gotta figure out what the fuck's up with her, but Locke, you think you can do me a favor?
What?
You think you can come with me to CN?
I can. I don't know what good me being able to do, but I'll go with you.
We can never do plenty good. What are you talking about?
The urge to shrug again, but she does nothing.
Yeah. Little selfish. Kind of don't want to go alone, if I'm gonna be honest. And I'd rather. Look, I just want you to come with me, alright? Can you?
Yes, I can go with you.
Oh, thank fuck. Alright. Take a nap. Or, I don't know, fucking do a crossword puzzle or some shit.
And Lockhart closes her eyes and tries to rest.
Veloska gets a little to-go bag, and inside you will find 2 air hypos and a airplane bottle of whiskey. That's about all he's got on him.
It's like, I just, do you want me to leave you one of my first aid kits?
He shakes his head. No, I have what I need. I'm just not willing to give more than that out at a single time.
Ah, gotcha.
I have other patients. I have to rush.
No, all good then.
Hop pauses for a second, just thinks about it. Actually, I don't know if I'll have other patients anymore. Whatever. If you're going to stay here, he's like, he kind of dismissively waves and just goes, "You are welcome to stay here for however long it takes you to get back on your feet. This is, after all, your place." And he gestures to Lockhart.
Sorry again for displacing you. She says with her eyes still closed.
You did not displace me, unless you work for them. He, like, narrows his eyes at you.
Small frown in response. Eyes still closed.
He nods. Like, more nodding to himself, like, good. Okay. If you all are good, then we can pan the camera over to Legacy, who is meeting up with Marcus.
Yeah, because she thinks Marcus is sick. Completely misinterpreted the phone call.
So, you head over to a Ripper Dock on the more southeastern side of Voyager Ward. This would be something that's not out of the way, but or a little bit off the beaten path that Marcus would presumably take home from work. As you're going through the streets, there's sirens just wailing in the distance. There's news reports going off. Station security has arrived, but there isn't any sort of lockdown at all. There's a lot of commotion, but somehow less than you would have expected, given that a car exploded. Regardless of that, you run for a good bit and eventually find a Ripper Dock station that it's a little bit like Veloska's, but it's a bit more it's a bit more fancy. I can't really think of the word for it, but like it has a bit more of a professional look to it, whereas Veloska's was below street level and kind of a scattered mess on the inside. This place has open-facing windows and cybernetics displayed. There's holograms that are catalogs. There's also products for maintenance of various various products for augment maintenance, and it's generally a pretty fine-looking establishment. But it is still quite small, about the same size as Veloska's, but it is above street level. And Marcus is standing just outside the door, like in front of one of the windows, and he's wearing business casual, like collared shirt with sleeves rolled up and slacks with matching dark shoes. I don't know, I assume you would have seen him in this outfit before at some point.
Yeah, probably once or twice.
Yeah. But he's standing there with a messenger bag thrown over his shoulder, and he's not looking particularly upbeat, but that's not super out of the ordinary. He always kind of has an air of like, nervousness about him. But he sees you coming and chippers up a little bit, but the phone call has him a bit on edge, obviously. So you run up.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to make you run out like this. I guess things are kind of weird right now.
She shakes her head and kind of like, probably more out of breath than he has seen her, because she's been running a lot. She's covered a lot of ground.
True.
And the adrenaline is wearing off slowly but surely. And she just shakes her head. Sorry, it's fine. Are you okay? Like, you said you weren't feeling good? Like, what's going on?
You're one to talk. What's up with you? Did you sprint this way?
Well, I have sprinted, probably this entire ward twice at this point. But...
Blinks at you.
She just kind of like shrugs. I like running. But... why are you at a fucking Ripper Dock, Marcus?
Okay, so I had a design update that I wanted to do for my arms, and it requires more real estate. And he traces a finger over his pectorals. And so I thought I should, I guess, invest in it.
There's this slow blink and like kind of like hand raising, pushing through hair, and as like the metal arm comes up, I imagine there's probably just like a little tink 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 of like she's got gravel stuck somewhere in her arm she has not gotten out from
Yeah.
landing on the roof.
Gets a look of concern and confusion from Marcus.
And
Did you fall?
and she just kind of looks around again. And is there like a not an alley to go into, but like a alley that they can like stand at the corner to like be away from the door?
Yeah, absolutely.
And she just will grab his hand and kind of tug him over so that they are further away from where people would just be like talking over them. Or like not talking over them, but like listening in to them as they talked. And just looks around again, very nervous and like bouncing slightly, but also not as much as she normally does, because also, again, energy is waning. Okay. There's some things that you need to know, like, now, but you need to, like, don't react. No big reactions, okay? Because I don't think everybody knows what has happened.
I have a... Well, you kind of already dropped some bombs on me, but... I guess, what else you got?
So, you know, the thing, and she kind of, like, gestures vaguely in direction of, like, highway.
He nods and says, I do know about the thing.
So that was us.
He is
It was
very much
unintentional.
trying to contain his reaction, but you can see, like, the like, slight twitch at the corner of his eye of, like, he wants to ask a million questions. But he just nods very slowly.
Unintentional. Was supposed to be just back up some traffic and grab something from a window, and guess who was in the car? But you know, Mr. Diego was in the car with his murder bot. So we blew
His
up his
mouth
car.
opens. Wait. You were trying to rob, like, just bug Joseph Diego in his car?
But we didn't know it was Joseph Diego. We just thought it was like some like carrier for the company. But it turned out to actually be him, and so Neon took the opportunity, and as she like says that, you can see she's like deflating very noticeably and just like now very uncomfortable.
So, what happened?
She sacrificed herself to blow up the car and him with it.
So Neon is, and also the CEO of Tetsuo. That Joseph Diego? There's not another Joseph Diego, right?
She's not meeting his eye now. And there's just a very tight little nod. That's why I told you to get out of the office, because that meeting that they were going to call you into was going to be probably to tell the company.
He looks at his wrist, and you can see he has something that is clearly like a smartwatch type object embedded in his wrist, and he gets a couple of notifications. That would explain. That would explain what was happening at work.
Are you okay? Like, I'm sure chaos
Well-
at work, but are like you in trouble?
I might be, but I mean, hold on. You had like dirt in your arm, and you were running. How close were you to this? Because you wanted to like get. You said there was something in his car.
And you can see her open her mouth and then close her mouth, and then there's this like very distinct like tongue to cheek as she is like, how do I say this and not have him freak out at me? And she finally like looks up at him again. I may have been chased by Murderbot.
Just stares at you, his mouth still slightly open.
If nothing
The-
else, I've found out I'm faster than him, so that's good.
So he shakes his head. So, wait. Hold on, rewind. And he like points to the highway. And the car and he is holding two fingers, one on each hand, and he's holding them close to each other. And so when it went up and he pantomimes an explosion, you were there?
Yes, not close enough that the explosion really did anything to me.
Wait, so how did you get dirt in your arm? Were you on the ground? I assumed you were thrown back from the blast.
You know, I've talked about liking parkour growing up and like getting places I probably shouldn't be on occasion.
So you fell on the highway?
I jumped off the highway.
His just blinks.
But
Once,
I
and then
landed
twice.
fine, just there was gravel on the roof, and now when she just like shakes arm, you hear the tink 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 of like gravel somewhere. So I've not had an opportunity to find it. It's not making anything not work, so I'm assuming it's just under a plate somewhere.
Marcus, like, he is hearing all of the words, and then he literally turns his whole body to face the highway, and then turns to look at some of the nearby buildings, and you can see him start to do some sort of math in his head. And then he turns back and he points to the highway and then points to the buildings. He's like, you jump. Like off.
Yes.
That like
Look.
I am
you and Kaya and Lockhart and like all of you fuckers are just strong, like stupidly strong. I jump and I run. I jump and I run.
okay. No. It's not that. I mean, I'm kind of having conflicted feelings with some of the stuff, but you really jumped off of the highway. That highway, like the one that's up there, and landed on I guess one of the lower tier level buildings, which that would be how you got all the debris in your arm, and you outran the 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 bodyguard drone, like that thing.
Yes, but I mean, I had a couple of other tricks. I don't have many, and now he knows what I can do. So that's that's a problem for another day. But
Wait, he who?
Murderbot,
Well, it's a drone, right? So
that's actually she like pauses for a second and kind of looks over him. That's a conversation I needed to have with you, actually. He's not a drone, and he's not even a robot. I got a little bit of a scan of him.
how did you get a scan?
That's like the first time there's like a little bit of like mischief return, and she just like tilts her head slightly. Well, you can hack things. I'm very good at that.
Wait. So you hacked the
He's
it's not a drone?
he's a human underneath all of it. There's a lot of cybernetics. Like, more than I thought you could actually put on a person, to be honest. And she like puts like a hand on his chest for a second. I need you to like stop and breathe, because I think your brain is breaking just a little bit, and as much as I do like the strength, the brain is why I left my number and what I need.
He like puts his hands together and like kind of does the the prayer pose for a second, like puts his hands directly to his nose and just oh, okay, so
Just, like, pats his chest.
you're now you're like a insurgent or like a rebel or something, like actively a rebel. Can you do you have like guns or something? Is that wait, we shouldn't have this conversation here. There's like towers and shit in this ward.
And she kind of looks around for a second and then looks back at him. That's why I'm not saying everything. Yeah, we need to have a very long conversation about many things that have happened today and over the past like 2 days, really. And
Just nods.
she kind of like leans around the corner and like looks at the like door to the Ripper dock, and then straightens back up and looks at him. And you're wanting to get more cybernetics?
Well, I was kind of hesitant about it at first because I thought I might be overreacting, but I can see that I might not be. I'm either dating a terrorist or like one of the rebels from the Rebel Alliance. Do you know Star Wars?
Vaguely, yes. I have listened to it a few times. I don't know that I've actually watched it all the way through, but I do know the reference, yes. I
Okay,
would go
so-
with rebels first over terrorists, because that's what they are going to call us. But it was not intentional, and I'm not going to.
Wait.
Don't ask me any questions about what I'm about to say. But let's just say that, and I'll explain more. I promise I will explain more when we can talk more. Tetsuo is involved in way more than we thought, and none of it is good.
Well, I guess it's okay that I might lose my job then, because I just okay. So you said that it was kind of a big deal, but whatever. How before I came here, and that
Mhm.
I should get out of the office. And in my head, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe this is one of those things that is, I guess, more complex than I am aware of, and so I just left without saying anything. And I think at the time I was thinking, oh, well, I can maybe kind of bullshit my way out of the other meetings I have because, and he like holds up his wrist and looks at it and then shows it to you. There are now like 15 or so notifications that are various emails and meetings, and then he flips to a calendar, and you can see that like much like an Outlook calendar, there's a calendar that is booked from he's there's already meetings going on, several leadership meetings. And he's like, I just left, and I think my boss knows and is probably mad. But they're, I mean, like I've got my frustrations with the company at large, but like they're actually up to nefarious villain shit, right? Like that's what you're saying, and that's why you didn't intentionally you accidentally blew up their car?
She just like saw everything and just like face in hands and then like forehead against like him. I'm just like this. Oh god.
It was an accident?
I mean,
Wait, how did you even figure this out though? How did you figure out like all of this nefarious stuff was going on? I didn't. Did I like let something slip?
no,
Like
no.
I knew that there was some weird stuff happening.
I
but, like,
promise you did not say anything and we did not do like we did. You had nothing to do with this. Oh god.
I could get sued.
You
Well,
are
will I have to go
completely
into hiding?
You are completely blameless, Marcus. I promise you I have made sure to keep you as far as I could, and
Do
now
I
you're going to lose.
need like a new
I
identity?
am so sorry.
Wait, do I have to like tell my parents about this?
No,
What do
no,
I tell them?
no. Well, I will add, that's actually funny you mentioned that. Apparently you're gonna have to meet my parents at some point. I kind of used you as an excuse to get them to leave me alone when they started calling, and now they know you exist, so that's a thing.
Oh. Now that you mention it, I should probably mention you to my parents too. I'm not gonna mention the fact that
Please
any
don't.
of this, and he like gestures with a finger to you and then the highway. Yeah,
she
yeah,
shakes her head. No,
yeah,
please
no,
don't.
that's not going to be a conversation topic.
God, I am so sorry, Marcus. I have fucked up so many things for you.
No. You don't. Don't be sorry. Puts a hand on his head and one hand on your shoulder and says, Wow, there's a lot. There's a lot happening. I am more decided on this mod now.
I don't. You were not super thrilled with the fact that you had cybernetics to begin with.
Well,
I don't want you
yeah,
getting
but
things
now
just
that
because of me.
Well, no. This is not because of you. This is like, well, now this is my choice more actively, I guess, right? Like, before I did it and I was trying to get the attention of a company, and now I can do it and it can be something that is mine, I guess. It's not a perfect way to explain it, but um, it's sort of like a bit of like a superhero thing I had an idea about, but don't actually no, never mind. Okay. Is what's the word? Is my home or my apartment compromised? Is that the word?
No, I have tried really, really, really hard not to drag you in any more than you already have been, and you're you're not connected to anything. Like, if you could figure out some way to smooth things over with your boss for today, that is, you should be
Dude,
fine.
I punched a cop in the face like a few weeks ago, and I don't know how I didn't get in trouble for that. But I know one thing, and that was when I punched him in the face, I was later caught by PMCs that worked for Tetsuo, and they did not seem to care that I worked for Tetsuo. So what good are my credentials anyway? But look, I don't care about my job or this place. Like, it's neat and fun or whatever, but I mean, there's more stuff going on here, right? Like,
she nods
what's
slowly.
her name? Like, Lockhart does not like this company. And it's not, like a moral high ground thing. It's like there's something wrong, right?
And there's another slow nod. In way more ways than you are probably thinking right now.
Then I've been inside their company for a few years, and I know my way around, but I clearly don't know everything that's going on. So I have to ask you. And if you know someone who would know better, then tell me, but am I safe there?
And she kind of like rubs the back of her neck slightly and like head side to side. I mean, don't from what you've told me of your job, as long as I try to keep everything clean and separate, more than likely, yes. But there's some projects, if they tie you to them, then definitely not.
Would you be able to tell me if I told you some of the projects I'm working on?
I could try, yeah.
Okay. There's a project about a new type of brain implant. They're looking to replace parts of the. Okay, some of these are pretty complicated, and I feel like are long-winded, but the point of this is there anything that maybe they would do that I should watch out for? Because there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on with the company, but I mean, I'm in research and development, so I see a lot of weird shit every day.
As soon as he mentioned like the brain implant, there was a very serious expression on Legacy's face. And she kind of looks around again and makes sure that there's nobody near and looks at him. I need you to think very, very, very carefully, Marcus. Have you ever heard any mention anywhere about a hex project? Even just in passing?
He his eyes like kind of search the ground for a little bit. I haven't heard anything exactly by that name, but I've heard, I mean, similar names.
She nods slowly. The things that we've found are all focusing, well, as far as I know, and I've not gone through everything yet, but are all focusing on the brain and consciousness. And if they have ever tried to get a scan of your brain, they have a scan of your brain, don't they?
What would it mean if they did?
And she just takes a slow breath. There's a small nod. And then she looks back down around at the Ripper Doctor.
They're not, like, this isn't, they didn't put an implant in me at all.
Well,
Not that I was aware of. So, I mean, they're not
that's
going to
good.
just
That's
flip
good.
an off switch or some shit and just kill me, right? Like, that's not a thing that exists.
Not as far as I'm aware, if they didn't put anything in your brain. I'm sure that's one of the things they're probably wanting to do. There may be a copy of your consciousness somewhere on a server now.
What do you mean? Like a copy of my consciousness? Like
You're,
like an AI of me or something, right?
No, like more advanced than any AI. Your thoughts, your memories, your wants and needs, and everything that happens in your brain on a computer.
You're talking about like a simulated consciousness, right? Like a whole person, but on a machine, and it would be me, or sort of me.
She kind of like again does like a little bit of a nod, like head side to side thing of like, yeah, I mean, maybe we have some documents that maybe you might understand. Like, I am good with the software. I don't understand everything. Oh. And she just like, now she's like, adrenaline gone, worry has increased tenfold. She just kind of crouches down.
Okay. Okay. He crouches down and is like kind of quiet. I know that this is probably not helpful, but I don't think crouching is subtle. We can, if we need to, we could talk about this now or later. I could come back to my apartment. I could cancel my appointment with the Ripper Doc. He would probably be pissed, but I also wouldn't get my deposit back, but that's...
She's
I mean, this is a big thing, right? Like, big thing.
Like, hands over face, just sighing. Yes, big thing. Okay, one thing at a time. Because there's a lot of things going on. And she just, like, looks at him very pointedly, not moving to get up from crouch. She is down for the moment. I just forget about all of that. Forget about all of that. I think you are fine. You're fine as far as being known that you are in any way connected to this, as far as I'm aware. You're getting. Let me just make sure that you understand this, because I am a little worried that you are like, okay. She just like waves her hands in front of her and like does like the double-handed like flat hands like focus in front of her. I know you say that you are getting this implant that you have your appointment for because you want it. But I want to make sure, because I am a little concerned. You do know that I am dating you for like every other reason except for the really fucking cool cybernetics that you made.
Well, sorta. I think, yeah, I get that.
You don't have to upgrade your arms at all if you don't want to.
Roll me 3d6.
Oh boy.
Okay. He just blinks. And you can see his eyes darting across like your face, just trying to read your expression.
She is 100% earnest. Mildly concerned.
Okay. I'm going to make a decision. And we're going to go with that decision. I'm putting my foot down. Like, metaphorically. Wait here for 5 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'll be rude. And he gets up and walks, like, speed walks into the Riverdoc's office.
Just grumbling, scrubbing face again immediately.
Do you wait 2 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. After 2 minutes, nothing happens. And then another minute passes. And then he, like, the door just slams open and he is like, I know, it's just people, like, bitching and moaning. There's like, just shouting coming from inside. He's like, I don't care. And just gently closes the door. Okay. Hustles back over to Legacy. Should we go back to my place or your place, or is there another? Do you guys have a secret base? I mean, you're
no
rebels, right?
I mean, no. I mean, I kind of left something at your apartment, so that I wasn't carrying it around. That I do need to pick up, and then I gotta find some like, fucking acid scrub for Maxine's machines. You're
acid scrub.
Are you okay? Like, she just like looks towards the door. I will find a way to get your money back.
No. Don't worry about it. I don't care. I'm doubling down on the rebel thing. I don't know if that's how you're going to identify yourselves, but that's what I'm going to call you. It helps my brain understand what's going on a little bit better. And it makes all of this, and he gestures to the highway, and the chaos news reports, and just it makes all of this a little bit more like easier to digest. So don't worry about it. I'm committed to this idea now, and I'm going to help you. And I will email my boss an apology letter. That is very standard, and maybe it'll be fine.
I mean, I used you as an excuse with my family. Just use me as an excuse. Girlfriend got sick.
Gee. Like puts his hands on his head and just goes, "Oh, we still have to meet families."
She nods slightly, and she finally like stands up very slowly. There's little tiny sway, very tired now, and holds out hand. There's a lot to go over. If you have the energy and the brain power, yeah, I guess you're tagging along with me for the rest of maybe the day and more. It's like kind of nervously holding hand out for him to make decision.
Okay. I think, and he takes your hand, and as he takes your hand, you get a text from Ben Getty. It's actually a group text. It's a text to you and Kaya and Lockhart that says, "Can you guys come over now, please?"
And there's just a groan and like face and shoulder.
He looks at the text, and after a pause, there's another text that says, "I've got some observer updates."
Okay.
And like Marcus reads it, just blinks.
I will fill you in as much as I can on the in-betweens. Your apartment first. Maybe we can deal with this. And she shakes arm, you hear the tink tink of gravel again. And then I will introduce you to a very interesting friend who is very mad at me right now. And then we'll go to Ben Getty's.
Okay. Ben Getty isn't the interesting friend. I mean, I remember meeting him before, but I assumed you weren't friends then.
Well, I mean, Ben Getty is Maxine is interesting in a very similar way to Ben Getty, but a little bit different.
Interesting. Okay, talk on the way. We can run, but you have to not run as fast as you probably can run, because I don't do a lot of cardio, even though Lockhart even though she tries to get me to do a lot of cardio. I don't like cardio.
Wait, what?
He opens his mouth and then blinks for a second. I don't like cardio?
Why would Lockhart be making you do cardio? What are you...
Did I say Lockhart?
Yes, it seems like you have some things to explain to me too. Why are you around Lockhart?
It's not what you might be thinking. Okay, walk and talk. We should not. We're already overstaying because this. I already pissed this dude off, and he like gestures vaguely to the window, just like, and you hear on the inside, you can see like a vague shadow just like approaching the door. He's like, okay, we're, go, taxi, train.
Train. We'll go.
Train.
She is
and just start
pointedly
running
not.
towards the train.
She is pointedly not running though, and
yeah,
she will if she has to. If she sees somebody start heading towards the door, will just lock the door. Pause, hack the door, and lock the door because she's tired.
The dude like gets right up to the door, and he like I'll just say you're proficient enough, and you still have the in. Walks right up to the door and just, and there's a pause of confusion. You can see the shape like look at the door, and then it's like tessellated glass, so you can't really see through it. But Marcus and you are like speed walking away. He said run, but it's speed walk. Okay. So you all are going to. We'll do a quick flash to Lockhart and Kaya. You get the message from Ben Getty. Is there anything you do immediately, or are you going straight there?
Are you okay? Sent in a text back?
Ben Getty. There's a pause, and then you see the little dots come up, and then it's like, I'm fine, just very panicky. Very nervous, that's the word.
And this is why I don't get to rest.
Well, shit, because Kaya has to inform a couple certain NPCs what happened to Neon. And she needs her support, her emotional support Lockhart there. Oh, shit.
Sorry, not sorry, but Chihuahua is panicky.
Could we have, like, parked in front of Bitterdark so that we're already there?
You could tell him to try and meet you at Bitterdark.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
If you message him that. Yes? No? Maybe so?
Probably send the group chat just like, hey, we're on our way to Bitterdark. Do you want to meet us there? Question mark. Proper formatting and punctuation.
Ben Gettys are not proper, but I don't think I need to tell you that. So you send that message, and then there's a pause, and then Ben Getty, like, there's like typing, not typing, typing, not typing, typing, and then the single little bloop of sure with a question mark.
Is this his usual texting pattern, by the way?
It's very unusual because he typically calls, but in this particular case, it's not so far out of the usual that it's suspicious to you. This is just like, okay, he's definitely getting some weird shit going on.
Do we call him? Do we call him?
There's another pause, and then there's another pause, and then a message comes through and says, I'll meet you there. Go quick. And then another message that says, well, actually, you'd beat me there if you go quick.
I hope JJ is not angry that we're having this conversation at Bitterdark after the bad news.
As less JJ, I'm concerned about more Kaneko.
It's just like, Kai does not want to have this conversation here. She wants to talk to JJ and Kaneko and then go to Ben Getty's.
You would also know that sorry, you could reasonably like tell Ben, like ask Ben Getty if it's an urgent emergency or if it's not an urgent emergency. Because
Yeah,
he said come quick, but he did not say he's in danger or at any kind, and he can clearly leave.
yeah, I was like, okay, how urgent is this? We got some shit to do. Can you wait like an hour or two?
There's a there's a pause, and then you see the bubbles, no bubbles, bubbles, no bubbles. And then you just get a call from Ben Getty. You, Kaya, not as a group call.
Okay. Answer the call with sup.
So there's some weird shit that I noticed, and I think I can't be sure, but I'm getting a weird little. I built a thing to help track Observer and the progress, or at least estimate it. And then I got like kind of like a signal or something. It's hard to explain. The gist of it is, I think Observer had a copy or a kid or a clone or something. There's two of them. Dose, like 1, 2 of the thing. But one is way smaller. And I wanted to like physically show it to you, but well, obviously I can't do that without bringing my computer, which I could bring. I could bring a computer, but I also just don't like leaving my house. So it's not urgent, per se.
Well, it's pretty fucking important. Alright, so it's fucking 2 of them?
Well, sort of.
Sorta.
There's 2 of them in like the same way that you have like a dictionary and a pocket dictionary. Like one is smaller, compacted. Like, does that make sense?
Just shrunken down.
Yeah, but like still intricate and obviously like infinitely complex, but still within the parameters that Trek Observer. And I
Just
could
like-
see it. Like this is something that I couldn't do before. I could see this, and the only reason that I could see it is because it, like this thing wanted me to see it. So
What
it
the
must
fuck?
know that I'm like able to see it. So it's broadcasting on a frequency that I am able to see and communicate on, which isn't necessarily the weirdest thing. Like you could just broadcast a radio signal. But look, I don't think it's an emergency, but it weirds me out and I don't like it, and I would rather have you here because you're all bigger than me.
Alright. Alright, look, I'll
Wait,
be there as soon as
where's-
possible. What?
Where's Veloska at? Like he's got a house now, right? Like he blew up the old one.
You blew it up? What?
Well, that's what he said.
Returns to Lockhart?
Shakes head.
I don't think he fucking blew it up. Look, he's fine with just Locke just had to see him. Alright, look, I've got to talk to a couple of people about some shit, and then I can make my way over to you.
Okay. I would offer to like buy a hotel or something in Station Ward just so we didn't have to travel all the time, but I don't think that's a good plan.
You know, last time we had a fucking hotel in Station
Yeah.
Ward didn't go well.
No, I didn't. No, bad time.
Nah, so
Just stay where you are. Tell him to stay where he is, and we'll get there as soon as we can.
yeah, stay where you are.
I'm
we'll
just
get there.
gonna watch it. I'm just gonna watch this thing, and if anything changes or gets weird, I'll just call you again.
me.
Because this
Yeah.
is like a weird thing. I didn't want to like interrupt because I figured that I'd be interrupting, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. So I'd used like messages because I figured I could ignore you if I figured something out. But
What the fuck? Yeah,
Did
no,
Kaya
it's fine.
say
Just
that?
yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, like I can't hang up on a phone call without being rude, but I can just ignore a text message.
Okay, well, first of all, that's still fucking rude.
Okay,
Second
well, I
of
got
all,
shit to do.
yeah,
fucking-
so do all of us.
Okay, well, go do whatever you have to do, and then come here because this is weird dreamer bullshit, and I don't know what it means.
Yeah, I get it. Real dreamer bullshit, right? Look, just keep an eye on it. If anything changes, call me, and we'll be there as soon as fucking possible, alright? Don't
Okay.
fuck with it.
I'm not gonna fuck with it. Why would you think I would fuck with it?
Because I know you've probably already theorized on a couple of devices you can do to track it and see where the fuck it is and fuck with it.
Okay, well, tracking it is putting together an implement to track it is not fucking with it. It's very different.
Well, if it knows you're watching it, yeah, that's fucking with it.
I'm not fucking with it. Shut up. Fucking.
How about we get this over with so we can get over there sooner, rather than you two arguing.
You got a point? Alright, see you later. Call me if anything. Beep.
You hear the inhale of like him about to say something, and then you click hang up, and then there's just a long pause of like, are we good? And the text message comes through just like fuck off. But you
Fuck
are
you
are
too.
good. Yeah, it's very much a Ben Getty is made super anxious by something, and he wants you all to be there because he's an anxious weirdo, but it's not an urgent emergency.
Okay.
Lockhart also wants to be there, but she made a promise to Kaya.
Like, cool. Let's get the show on the road so we can get over there before he loses his patience and fucks with it.
Okay. So, we'll do the Kaya Lockhart of going to see Shin Ward, and in the while that scene is happening, we'll have Legacy and Marcus be running to his apartment, grabbing some things, and heading to Maxine. But if we want to take a quick, 3-minute break, because I could use the bathroom.
Ooh.
You're the boss.
3-minute break. Bathroom break.
Why do I feel like... I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Why do you feel like what?
I don't know, man. I lost my train of thought. It's gone. It's in the wind. It got yeeted into the astral plane. It tried to combine bags of holding.
You just had a meme without bottom text moment.
Yep. Exactly.
Amy, but no bottom.
Mm-hmm. I just find it so funny that at first the phone call started of exchange of information, concern, what's happening, and then once devolved into bickering and Lockhart can just hear them both.
He is anxious because Ben Getty's anxious, and thus wants to get things moving.
We have so many weird relationships in this group.
Yeah, I still can't get over the fact that Marcus is equating Legacy to Star Wars Rebels.
She will take that over him calling her a terrorist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
his
uncertain.
mentality is very much like, oh, are you a good guy or a bad guy? Am I dating a potential hero or a currently a villain?
Didn't want to do this. didn't want to do this.
That is exactly where his fucking brain is. Okay. I have water. Oh. So, Assetian Ward. You transit over there. Still heavy amounts of news breaking. It takes about an hour to get there. And did you let JJ know you were coming? Or are you just going straight there because that's like the safe meetup space?
She would have let him know.
Okay. Yeah, because he would respond and say, like, he is there, so there's no worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you pull up to the outside of Setian Ward. It's around dinner time now, 4 to 5. And the bar is, it says closed, the sign's dark. But when you get there, JJ would answer the door, and his face is very serious, but he like opens the door, looks left and right, and then does like the head nod to come inside.
Come inside.
Okay. Well, you come inside and he takes a step around, closes the door behind you, and he'll lock the front door, like give it one last peek. Okay. All right. So what news do you have? I assume something. Well, I
Yeah.
assume the worst.
Yeah. Is Quantico here?
Shakes his head. Nope.
Alright.
Couldn't get a hold of her. She's gone dark since around 2:30. I got a few messages out to her, but now my messages won't even go. Wondering if she junked her phone.
Shit.
Hey, you don't need to worry about her. She and I mean, we've gotten through some pretty bad times, and this is definitely one of the worst ones, but I look out. She looks out for me. She won't just up and abandon.
I'm more concerned to make sure that she's alright and she's safe.
If I know her, she probably found somewhere to hide, and she's not having a good time. But she's physically not in danger.
Mm. Let me know if you see her. I just
Nuts.
wanted to tell you in person what happened.
I understand. Neon sent out a message right before whatever happened, and when her comm went dead, I assumed the worst. And communication went back up. I figured I was right. I've already had my cry about it. I imagine
Right.
Hanako is in the middle of doing that. She's impulsive and probably heartbroken and frustrated. She's not stupid. So
Then
she
she-
won't be in danger.
Alright, just want to check in with you guys. Do you know what happened?
Shakes
Do
his
you
head.
want to know? Do you want to know what happened?
I'm not sure that I do, but I think maybe I should, just to be safe. She's gone. Gone. Right.
Nod.
Nods. And there's like this brief moment of like a twitch at the corner of his mouth, and he brings a hand up and kind of strokes at the edge of his beard, like kind of covers his mouth a little bit. Right. Nods. Is there... This is a long shot. Is there any good news? Everyone
Well-
else is okay?
Locke, Legs, and I all made it out. As far as I can tell, no one else got caught. But Neon, she did what I thought was fucking impossible.
What do you mean?
Iris, are you speaking?
Yeah, you didn't hear me?
Oh,
You
No, I
cut
didn't
in
pick
and
up at
out
all.
real bad.
Oh,
yeah.
I said she's far braver than I initially took her for.
yeah.
She saw her shot and took it.
Furrows his brow. So, what happened?
Long story, short story.
I suppose give me the long one, if you can spare the time.
Of course. Sure. We were tracking the package. Kind of goes to help figure out who it was. We found the car they were going into, followed it. You got distraction, cut off traffic, pile up, complete fucking gridlock. And, well, once we were able to group up near the car, we didn't even realize she snuck off until we saw the camera feed of her under the fucking car. Already being able to give us access to it. And, well, while she was down there, it was only a few minutes after we were able to get, was able to get access to it that, she realized Joseph Diego was in the car.
His eyebrows go up. He was physically there?
He was, yep, he was right fucking there along with his fucking murder bot. And Neon, at first I thought that she was just disabling the car so that they couldn't escape when she ripped the fuel line, but she knew what she was doing.
She got him.
Neon, she got him. She sacrificed herself and she fucking got him.
There's a look of like impressive, like an impressed look on his face, and then like almost like a Pyrrhic victory smile. Well, That's a hell of a blow. And the package, is it gone? Did you blow it up too?
Legs was
Or
able to
did
get
it
it.
get destroyed? You got the package too.
Neon, what she did ensured all of it.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. From what she said, I was expecting the worst of it. I was expecting just loss, but at least we came out ahead with something.
She's not stupid. She's smart. She knew what she was doing.
Nods. It's around this moment you notice he looks to the left, and you can see there's an empty, like a small highballer glass of what had probably some type of bourbon or whiskey in it, and then a little bit further down from that, like this one being an arm's reach of JJ, there's one slightly further down from that is filled and untouched. Well, I'm not sure how much use you'll have or how much use you'll get out of me. I'm still happy to help with whatever comes next, if there's a next.
Appreciate it. I think right now we should all just take a breather.
Yeah. Each deserved break. Maybe Bitter Dark will just stay a coffee shop. I'll let Kanako know. And if she sees you before she sees me, open with Joseph Diego's dead. That'll get her and shut her up and her talking.
Nod.
If she's still in a bad place, that is.
Nod. I'm sorry for that. Lack of warning of coming over. I just wanted to tell you as soon as fucking possible, and wanted to tell you in person. I was hoping I'd be able to tell you both.
I appreciate the gesture. Anna goes around. She's not stupid. I think she just
Needs time?
nods, just grieving.
Understand
I
that.
think she knows what happened, at least part of it. She doesn't know the good news. So, on the bright side, we have that to look forward to celebrate. But I'll let you know if I hear from her. If you don't hear from her first.
Thanks.
Sorry, she's not here.
I'm sorry I couldn't be able to tell her the good news about it. Or that she doesn't know the good news about it.
Nods. And for what it's worth, thank you for wanting to come here and tell us. It's risky, especially with everything being as chaotic as it is. Thank you.
I couldn't just fucking text you this shit. Doesn't feel right.
I've gotten some pretty hefty messages over text, but I think that's just what I'm used to. But again, thank you. Being used to it's one thing. This is a nice surprise.
Yeah, for shit like this, I'm gonna try to tell you in person. I mean, hopefully I never have to tell you anything like this ever fucking again.
He shrugs. I just hope that I don't have to tell anyone you know. Something.
Can you repeat that?
I just hope I don't have to tell anyone you know about anyone who knows you something.
Fingers crossed, no one else gets lost.
Nods.
I can keep you updated about whatever we find and whatever the fuck.
He nods. Info helps. I'll keep my ear to the ground. But I'm not gonna make any moves yet. Just listen to see what I can pick up.
Make sure you take your time and grieve properly.
Yeah,
Nods. I'll
well,
try.
she said.
Neon would probably want you to have this. He reaches back behind the counter and then grabs a bottle of vodka, tosses it to you, and then tosses a chunk of cash, which will account for the cash that I gave you outside of session.
You sure?
He nods.
Thank you.
He holds up a
Thanks.
hand, like he's got his arms crossed and holds up, just barely holds up one hand, just and said like, "Don't think." It's the least I could do, especially with the good news in tow. And again, I don't know if this needs saying, but there was nothing either of you. There was nothing of us could. In that moment, I think Neon knew exactly what she was going to do, and didn't blame anyone.
Right. Right.
If you ever find yourself in need of information or resources, you can swing by here. Doors are always open.
Keep it in mind.
If you ever need some muscle, you know who to call.
Nods towards Lockhart.
I guess if something breaks, I can help you fix it.
Nods. That could come in handy, especially with some of the changes I want to make.
Yeah. I'm cope with pretty much whatever.
This place is long overdue for a little bit of modernization.
I hope you don't change the coffee because it's really fucking good.
No. Not the coffee. But definitely a little bit of safety up, I think.
Nod. Looks at watch, or not watch. Does Kaya wear a watch? Oh, bye, Cody.
You could have like a little hollow watch, like hologram
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah. Like, well, sorry to cut this short, but I think we've got to head out and get everything situated.
I understand. Don't be sorry. Again, you... a weird way you brought good news. Because I had already assumed the worst. So, don't fret about it.
Right, well, see you around.
Nods. Keep in touch.
Wave. Kaya will head towards the door.
Is there anything else you wanted to ask of JJ?
I don't think I can think of in this moment.
He's going through
Gotcha.
shit. He needs time.
Yeah, like, he needs time. Man
We-
needs rest.
Yeah. I think the important thing is we've all said, hey, let's keep in touch is the important thing.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Keep
you know
in touch.
JJ is a man of his word. Like, if you
Mhm.
tell him, yeah, you can call me for X, Y, and Z, you are going in his logbook. Like,
Yeah, I'm just like, shit.
Why did
We
I
need
s-
someone with this mindset.
Why did I suddenly imagine JJ has like the old-fashioned like Rolodex somewhere?
I almost said Rolodex, but I was like, it's fucking the future. There's no way they'd have a Rolodex.
There's a virtual Rolodex.
Well,
you know?
to be fair, a actual physical Rolodex in Cyberpunk is probably one of the safest things you could have
That's a
because it
good
can't be
point,
hacked.
actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it can't be hacked.
So you actually have to come
But-
and physically take it from him.
Mm-hmm.
100%. He is sticking both of your phone numbers, contacts, and skills in a little file in his head.
Lockhart can punch. Kaya can fix? Question mark.
Kaya for technical issues and robots. Lockhart for violence.
Legacy needs
Okay.
to be there too, but she just wasn't there to volunteer.
Mhm. We'll say as soon as they're out and walking back to Kaya's bike, fucking deep fucking breath of just like, holy fucking shit.
It has been a long day, and we're not even towards the end of it yet.
Nope. Gotta see what the fuck Bengetti's got. Thanks for coming with me, Locke. Could not have fucking done that without you.
I don't know what I did, but glad I could
Mm.
help.
You were there.
I keep shrugging, and I know it's something she would not be doing right now. So she does like a little head nod kind of thing, like to indicate something akin to a shrug.
Head tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shrugs with her good shoulder.
That arm
Alright.
is fucked too.
Not
That
as
shoulder.
fucked.
Not as fucked. So like the tiny little hint of a shrug. Tiny movement.
When we move scenes to the Bengetti household, you can mark one tick lower on your wounds, Lockhart.
Oh god, who are we fighting at Bengetti's?
Fighting Bengetti.
So it's just
Oh, that'll be
passage
easy.
of time that heals injuries, then, right?
Yes, it is
Okay.
passage of time, and the only other thing that would heal injuries are explicitly like air hypos or medical supplies that say like reduce one wound or a cure X wound box or whatever. Air
Okay.
hypos alleviate the highest wound available. So they are
I should have paid
more...
attention to this shit last time we had people wounded, but I was not wounded, so I was not paying attention.
Oh, it's fine.
Kaya and
I don't know
Lockhart
if
were
anybody's used
wounded
an
for
air
like
hypo yet.
No, I don't think you realized it, but I do know that Kaya and Lockhart were like at 2 to 3 wounds for like 2 months
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we had so many sessions set in the same 24 hours. Okay.
Lockhart has an air hypo, and Ben Getty has one.
Hmm.
Okay. So, while you are in transit to the Ben Getty house, Marcus and Legacy have stopped in Maxine's apartment after getting the case from Marcus's apartment. Is there anything, because you technically are passing through Adam's ward, is there anything else you wanted to make note of grabbing at, like, in that ward from either apartment?
I guess she would have, just to be on the extra safe side, swapped out, like, stopped by her apartment to swap out computers, because she still had, like, the computer that she, like, well, she would have just picked up a computer, because she was not using a computer for the actual heist. So that she does not have to work 100% on her arm. And
Okay.
has something to ditch if she needs to ditch it. And then I imagine there's some sort of like heavy duty, like probably in Kaya's room, probably stuff that Legacy does not normally touch, like a heavy duty, like almost like acid cleaner that you would use for very delicate equipment that needs to be clean.
Oh yeah,
And she
the Kaya definitely has the tools for that.
just pick up that.
Wait. What about Kaya? What?
She's stealing some of your shit to help smooth things over with Maxine.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically
yeah.
an acid cleaning solution.
Yeah, that's why Kaya offered to help, because she's no doubt got all the shit needed.
Yeah, but Legacy's gonna get there first.
Yeah,
And
stop by.
in amongst all of that, would have, I guess, explained 2 or 3 things to Marcus in the order that he would have asked her. So I don't know what he would have figured out up at this point. With the very explicit confirmation of like, if I tell you this shit, you are in way, way, way deeper than I necessarily wanted you to be.
Oh boy. Okay, so there's a lot that he would have questions about. He would probably ask about like the events of Hotel Hell from outside his perspective to get a full picture of what happened, and then like the exchange of information from the hackers, and then eventually he would get closer and closer to asking explicitly about like brain stuff, but he would not ask about that yet because that's gonna have to be in person. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm. And she is just gonna take a copy of all the shit that Lockhart has at this point and just give it to him, because maybe he sees things since he does the research.
Mm-hmm.
But she also would have very explicitly dragged out the training. I will say that was like, you have something you need to tell me.
Yeah, he would. I think actually instead of Legacy probably explaining a lot for the most of that ride, it's gonna be Marcus explaining a lot of like, so I didn't want to tell you because I thought you'd be mad, but also I've been practicing karate or kung fu or whatever it is that Lockhart knows because I want to help to be a cool badass man, and then it'd be like, oh god, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
A very, very explicit expression of like, again, awesome arms, yes, But brain is the important part. I want to make sure that the brain stays in the head, Marcus.
He would also have focused in a little bit on like, wait, so can Kai teach me how to ride a motorcycle?
Oh god. Just the talking
but-
over each other anxiety as they hit Maxine's door.
Yes, it's 100% that. But you arrive at Maxine's apartment, mostly in order. Rush up to the door. It is again as cold as you remember it being, and
Just immediate grumbling and curling in.
shrivel. The legacy shrivels. But you walk in and you like head over. You know where her lab is, so you quickly start heading in that direction, without waiting for her to come. I assume you without waiting for her to come greet you at the door, because there's no. I don't think you would have to wait, but.
Yeah, she would just like as soon as the doors open, just like yell out so that, like the entire house would hear. Maxine, I'm here. I have a friend. You've not met him, but he's okay. I promise. Gonna clean your shit.
Mm-hmm. You get the distant yell from like the kid upstairs of just I'm in the lab, and then over an intercom speaker, just like the distant. You're welcome inside. Also, wipe your feet. You didn't bring any brains, right?
We brought cleaning solution.
Good. Hangs up. The mess in her lab is not large. It is contained entirely within one machine. The actual machine where that has the fume hood to it, with the robotic arm or robotic manipulators. It is there that she actually opened the test tube and removed the sample of the brain and actually performed the analytics on it. She has returned it to the tube and sealed the tube again. And the only actual mess is that she hasn't pulled the tube out, and there is a bit of some type of grime on the manipulators of the claws. And she just... The biggest part of it is that she does not like touching the manipulators because they have touched brain, and she does not want to touch brain.
Comes into lab, just makes a beeline for that, barely looking at Maxine, sees this, and just forehead to glass, grumbling.
Forehead to glass, and Maxine like flinches, like you're somehow getting too close to brain.
Maxine, you are a scientist.
Not a brain scientist.
Did you put shit in your brain like 2 weeks ago?
That's different. I had this installed. And I was unconscious. I didn't have to do it. Get your brain out of my machine. I don't want it. I don't want the brain. I don't even know whose brain it is.
Glaring at her, looking at Marcus exasperated, turning to start collecting the tube and the, like, I imagine Marcus probably has the, like, bottle of solution. Just, like, snatching it from him and starting to clean. What?
He's also holding the other container from the heist, I assume, so that you can clean.
Yeah.
And Maxine is, like, eyeing it suspiciously. Looks at Marcus and just goes, "What's in that?"
We
nothing.
don't know. We don't know.
She stares daggers at you, just like, you don't know what you brought. and you didn't know what you brought last time. And last time you brought brain. So how do I know you're not bringing brain again?
Well, I mean, I can open it right here in your lab and double check.
No.
Then don't argue with me because we're not opening it. It's sealed, it's closed, it's fine.
I asked you to not bring brain, and I was very polite about it. And
we don't know if we brought brain. We
maybe-
can't bring something if we don't know if it's in it. How could we... It's like grumbling to herself, stopping herself, and taking a breath. Did you do any tests on this thing?
I did one test, and I found out it was brain, and then I was done.
Do you have enough from the one test to run any additional tests?
She narrows her eyes and looks over to a different monitor that's probably about 10 feet away. It's connected to this gigantic machine with the fume hood and all of the different manipulator elements to it. And she just kind of frowns at it, nods really slowly. Yeah, I probably have enough. I don't know what tests you want to do. I don't want any more brain, though. I don't want brain, grime, or people head in or around me.
We won't bring any more that we know of, okay?
But you know of.
I cannot promise not to bring things that we don't know of. You are smart enough to know that logic is completely sound.
You leave your scary, unknown, unidentified objects outside in a different container or in the bushes or wherever. I don't want your potential brain things accidentally running around in my lab, because if you trip and brain goes all over the floor, then I have brain on the floor, and I don't know what to do with that because I can't clean it up.
Shush! You are working yourself up with hypotheticals that did not even get anywhere near actually happening.
She just crosses her arms. And her little robotic quadrupedal legs are they have hoisted her up higher a little bit. Not in a threatening pose, but in I want to just climb up and into the ceiling and away pose sort of maneuver.
And she just Legacy just takes another slow breath, seeing that this particular argument has stalled into another stalemate. And I imagine is done cleaning with full on acid cleaner, turns around, shakes the bottle at Maxine to show it is clean, it cannot be any more clean. And then just hand on hip, tilting her head.
Maxine looks at the fume hood. She doesn't get nose to glass, but gets pretty close to it and looks at it, and then peers at the manipulators through the hood and looks back at Legacy, her eyes narrowed, and just goes, "This is okay for now. But if I find any germs or any life forms that somehow survived, I am going to be very upset."
If you find any germs or life forms that survived acid, then you have made an entirely new discovery. You should be happy.
No, I am not. I am a biochemist. I am not a surgeon. I do not like blood or organs or insidey bits. I want to do chemistry and other cool things that don't involve people being opened or having things come out of people that don't already come out of people. And even then, I don't really like when things come out of people. I don't want it. No. She crosses her arms.
And there's just a puffing up of starting to argue, and then it'll just the times where Legacy starts to argue with Bengetti and is nope, this is not an argument that is worth it at the moment. Slight deflating of the shoulders. I have made all the promises that I can, Maxine.
She
But-
looks over her shoulder.
The only reason that we brought it to you in the first place is because you were the only one that could help us. So I am
Okay.
sorry.
You roll me. You can roll me a clever check.
Clever. Straight?
Just a straight clever check. Okay. So you say that, and then there's like you can see Maxine's like frustrated squint over her shoulder, and then you say like you only brought it to her because she was the only one who could help, and that you were sorry, and then you see her falter a little bit, and she turns away and says, "Well, you're welcome." And I would be okay with helping in the future if it's not brain or peoply bits.
And Legacy nods slightly. And will look towards Marcus with this like considering look. Not asking him, but just like gaze moving as she is thinking. And we'll look back at Maxine. Look, I need you to hear me about this. And I need you to tell me what you want to do. This is very important. Because we met because of the Dreamers. And you originally ran into all the Dreamers at a Tetsuo lab, right?
She turns around, like nods.
Lacey kind of like mirrors the nod. I'm going to give you an option that I need you to think about very carefully. Tetsuo is involved in a lot of really bad things, including really bad things about the Dreamers. That's why we are trying to find out some things about this. And she kind of like doesn't uncurl the hand, but the hand that is clasped around the vial kind of lifts it. And a lot of it is really advanced. Like, I am just a coder. But we're talking about AI beyond our understanding, beyond anything I can understand. And yes, brains. And hell, things that sound like it comes out of fantasy at this point. And you might be one of the only people that can answer some questions at some point about all of it, but there's a lot of big things happening with a lot of very big people.
She nods.
Don't want to get you involved any more than you are comfortable with, but I also think that you might be our best shot at times, and I think even to some small extent, there's probably part of you that wants to know.
Roll me another clever check with a boost.
Okay. Can I use my conspiracy theory and dreamer shit with this?
Yeah, you can. Hey. So. Okay. So there's a pause and Maxine like considers everything you said. Really like scrunches her nose at it. So you don't have anyone else who's had access to dreamers or knows about other biochemistry things. And you also need someone who has all of this equipment that is technically surgical grade equipment, but she looks like she just emotionally surrendered something, and then there's a grimace on her face, kind of like a child eating food that they didn't want to eat. And she just nods and says, okay, if you find more... She looks at the vial in your hand and kind of grimaces. If you find more weird stuff and you warn me, and she points a finger at you, and you don't tell any police, and bring me desserts.
There's a little smirk and like laugh at the mention of police, but Legacy nods. I mean, if you tell Kaya that you want food, Kaya likes cooking. Likes cooking. We can get you food. I promise.
Marcus whispers, are you haggling brain chemistry for dessert?
She just like steps on his foot.
Maxine looks pleased and nods. Fine.
Do you want to know about any of the shit that's going on behind the requests, or just the requests?
Maybe. It depends. It's dreamer stuff, right?
Some of it, and to be honest, I mean, we are in very similar parts of the dark web. So you understand there's a little, I guess spidey sense you could call it, that, makes me think a lot more of it's connected than I know to dreamers, but I don't know for sure right now. And we're talking science like I have never seen before if it's not connected to dreamers.
Do I need to learn more about human physiology? Maybe like become a surgeon or something?
Well, no, you don't have to, like, I don't think you're gonna need to do anything to any of us. But...
She, like, breathes a sigh of relief. So it's just theory.
Theory on our end, we're seeing the results of it on theirs.
She nods. Let me think about it. Maybe.
And Legacy just nods. Doesn't even try to argue or push.
Like, holds like putting a finger to her mouth or to her chin and like in this very exaggerated thinker pose and says, I want to help. And I like learning about weird stuff and the dreamers. So maybe come back later and bring me something sweet.
Alexa just holds hands up in defeat, nods again. Can you then just take a look at what you have and see if there's anything weird from this? And she again like holds up the like fist around the vial. And if there is some tests that you think might be useful, run them.
She looks at it and she looks like she's going to be seasick, but she nods.
And Legacy just smiles slightly. Thank you, Maxine.
She nods and says, "You're welcome." And she turns to Marcus, who like suddenly looks like he just got caught escaping prison, and is just like, and she's like, "And it was nice to meet you. I like your arms. They are very cool looking." Thanks. I made them myself. And then her eyes light up for a second, just like this is the light up that Legacy would recognize as going to talk about it for a while.
And Legacy just like smiles, hooks an armor into Marcus's really fast, and she's like, "Yeah, this is Marcus Maxine. Marcus does make cybernetics. I'll bring him next time." And she just like turns and starts walking towards the exit of the lab.
You start to escort Marcus out and away, and he is not resisting, and Maxine is just watching and is just like enamored now. Like, with as you're going, you hear a distant, just like, "Bring Marcus next time."
And as they reach the front door and like leave, Legacy just kind of like looks up at him like from the corner of her eye. I think I might be haggling some of your cybernetics knowledge with her from this point forward. I apologize.
I'm not gonna have to like give up one of my arms, am I?
No, she will ask about 1,000,000 questions though. I mean, you saw the legs. Like she gestures like vaguely towards her back. So I mean, you guys will have a lot to talk about. It's like Pat's arm.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't bite. She's
fine.
She's fine. She's fine.
Well, at least she's squeamish about blood and whatever. That does give me a little bit of security.
Another nod. She's well, now you know I said she's weird like Bengetti, but not.
Walking down the steps, exiting her apartment area, and just like, is she related to Bengetti?
God, I hope not.
Okay. And now we convene at the Bengetti house. So, let me roll. Yes!
Oh god.
Okay.
Keep fucked with shit.
No, don't worry. This is good.
Legacy
So-
sees Lockhart, just points at her. There's a conversation to be had in the future.
You guys all arrive there, generally right about the same time. As you are all approaching the steps to go down the sub-level to get to Bengetti's apartment, you are all walking up to Ben Getty's door. Scan the ring the bell, and the door it starts to open, and then it just Ben Getty's hands grab the one side of it and try to throw it open faster, and he's just like, guys, and he points behind you. Lockhart, roll me a threat assessment.
Okay. I guess I'll boost this.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so your innate sense of danger kicks in at the panicked Ben Getty. So he is pointing over your shoulder at something behind you, and you are able to perceive a lot in slow motion. You quickly see over his shoulder in the background is Cosmic sitting in a chair with a smoothie, a huge smoothie. And Ben Getty has apparently rocketed up from his chair as his chair is spiraling out of control and falling, as he had presumably ran to get to the door. You react to his finger point and spin around, and as you turn, you see what appears to be a relatively normal-looking person. And Piper, would you like to describe your character?
Sure. Am I just walking down the street?
No, you are in the hallway towards Ben Getty's apartment, very pointedly arriving here as well, as you do know the location of his apartment, and you were led here by your otherworldly knowledge.
Okay. She's like a medium-sized character. She's not a shorty like Neon was. Little on the tall side. She has long, bluish silver hair, and otherwise normal looking, except for her glowing eyes.
And
I'll put an image in the chat.
you see this, Lockhart, and there's a part of the hair, a part of you that is on edge, the hair stands up on the back of your neck, but you're not convinced this person has any ill intent, and you can read that in their posture. You can also read that they're a little off, and not off in a dangerous way, but unusual. And suddenly, as quickly as you're able to perceive this, Ben Getty's fear dies down as he's pointing and screaming, "It's right behind you. Who the fuck are you?"
At that, she kind of just tilts her head. My name's Media. Why am I here?
Well, I was gonna ask you that, because who the fuck are you? And is there a big squid AI thing behind you? Did you guys see anything when you were coming down here? Did you see Observer? It's asking
No,
the
we
group.
did not.
Legacy, confused for a moment, started to do, the step back into the apartment. Probably kind of ended up shoulder to shoulder with Ben Getty. And then hearing him say that, head whips around to look at him. And she's going to really quick run a scan of signals in the area.
Yeah, you do a quick scan of signals, and there is a distinct, familiar... I don't want to call it explicitly a signal, but there is a familiar warble, very much reminiscent of Observer.
And she sees that and very pointedly, like, I guess Marcus would be the closest to her other than Bengetti because of how they arrived. It's like finger hooked on like shirt cuff, dragging him back and starting to inch her way back into the apartment.
Are you lost?
You there, Joe?
Yes, sorry, hold on.
Oh, okay, Sailor.
There you go.
Stop.
I have thought of some bullshit that I might want to do.
That, and one more thing. Yes, Legacy, what bullshit did you want to do?
Because Lockhart and Kaya should still have comms from the mission.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that Legacy could essentially do like a text-to-speech thing to them of like not saying it so that this person can't hear it, but send to them like that girl reads as a dreamer, and it just like be like spoken like Siri voice in their ear.
Pretty sure the
Like I said, bullshit, because what Legacy sometimes is able to do.
Oh, I meant more so. I think the comms, characters can communicate verbally simply by thinking about transmitting their words, no matter the volume speaks at.
Yep.
That's when the girl tilts her head to the side. You don't have to talk about me and third, like I'm not here. My name's Media. Who are you?
Nope, Legacy dips. She
Bengetti is like confused as hell. Like Marcus also confused as hell. Did someone talk? No, nobody talked.
Legacy in apartment, like close the door, close the door.
You fucking. This is my house.
Close the door.
Kaya's gonna turn to Media. You're like, sup, name's Kai. You didn't answer my question. Are you lost or something?
She's like puts her finger on her chin. It's like, I don't know why I'm here. I wanted to meet somebody, or I felt like I wanted to meet somebody. I think it's you. And she points towards Bengetti.
Bengetti like blinks for a second.
Currently fighting
Marcus.
for control of the door panel.
For a second. And he's like, could you I'm trying to have the fucking discovery or some shit here. Would you just go? Can you help? Like saying cosmic. Marcus walks over and just goes, should I do something? Yes, take your fucking woman and go shove her somewhere.
Here's a woman.
Like, Marcus is just like, I don't know how to handle that entire statement. But Bengetti's like, you wanted to meet me, so you're obviously either a government assassin or an alien, or
I also wanted to meet her, I think, pointing towards Legacy.
She if Marcus and or Kaya does not physically stop her, she's about to tackle Bengeti and get out of the way.
I don't mean you any harm. Please don't be scared.
Alright, legs, chill a little bit.
Is this?
Dreamer.
Hold on, are you? Are you a dreamer? Like, you don't look like a dreamer. Yeah, you don't look like a fucking dreamer. If you look like a squid thing, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You'd come
Getty's
here to
getting
probably
kicked.
absorb me. Or what a fucking get the fuck. Just shoveling. Marcus is like, okay, I'm gonna. And he like steps in and picks up Legacy bodily and helps her inside of the room. It's like, I will protect you.
I don't really. It's just vague feelings, you know. But my head's really swirling, and I'm not feeling too well. Do you have a drink? Maybe like some apple juice or something?
From way in the back of the room, you hear, I have a smoothie.
Oh,
If you don't mind.
feed the
sharing.
dreamer.
Maybe you should sit down. Look, you need a water? I got a water bottle, got a granola bar.
That'd be
Just-
grateful too.
Why are we
Thank you.
feeding the dreamer? Why are we feeding the dreamer?
May I come in?
Why? Kaya.
Then Getty looks at Lockhart like, is she gonna attack me? To which, yeah.
Lockhart is standing between. I do feel like she's standing between like Bengeti and Media, and like they're in the doorway. So it's like Lockhart, Bengeti, Marcus, Legacy kind of thing, you know.
And
And
Kaya was next to Lockhart and she left to go step closer to Media and hand her a water bottle.
Oh, thank you very much. Takes it, begins to drink it.
Lockhart is very stiff and does not have any intention of moving.
I feel very
Like-
lightheaded, so this helps.
Are you actually a dreamer, or like, is this like a complete misread on my part? Because I'm not gonna go over there on my computer and look. I probably
I-
could.
Think you're
But-
right.
See, fuck
Okay,
it,
so-
don't stop feeding her. Go inside.
It's weird. Like my head's all jumbly right now.
Alright,
Cosmic like squeezes past everybody outside. The smoothie he has is a 72-ounce big gulp of blueberry smoothie.
You're a lifesaver. And
like,
seeing that
yeah.
nobody wants to move, she just goes over to the corner of the floor and like sits down, and begins to drink it.
Cosmic will follow you because that's his smoothie.
Oh,
So he sits next to you.
oh, thank you. Here, and she gives it back to him.
He takes a sip.
Getty, you think you can get me a copy of the thing?
A what? Copy what? Like the
You have, like,
tracking
a-
thing?
Yeah. Do you have it? Could you have it on a fucking laptop or a tablet or something?
Oh yeah, probably. I could. Okay. He turns around and he's like, "Oh wait, no, you walked out here." Then he turns around, looks at Legacy and Marcus, who are kind of like in a jumble. He's like, "Can you fucking go make a copy of that thing that's like pulled up on that computer?" He points.
There's just freeze, glare, looks towards Lockhart, who is not in great condition, but is still holding firm. She's
I don't think we should let this person in.
No, we're sitting
I
outside.
don't have to come in. It's fine. I'm here on the floor, but maybe get like a blanket or something.
I mean,
I'm not too picky.
Locke, she's got 2 arms and 2 legs. I've seen you bust people up with less.
Do you not see the situation Lockhart's in currently, Bengeti?
Oh yeah, I've seen her with blood all over, and she's like fighting off men with crowbars and shit. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not worried about it. Are you worried, Locke?
She's like as stiff as can be right now. Yes, she is worried, but she's not
It's
gonna
okay.
say it.
I don't want to
Yeah.
worry anybody, so I'll stay out here. It's fine.
there is a distinct attempt for Legacy to just leverage Marcus, like holding her, to kick Bengetti again, and she misses, and then she finally seems defeated and just like heads deeper into the apartment to fucking copy the program.
Even if she's not a dreamer, she knew to come here.
Well, I didn't know per se. I just kind of felt like I should.
That doesn't make it any better.
Makes it worse.
Look, just everyone, just
Begins
calm down, all right?
more.
Obviously, we're gonna figure this shit out. We just gotta get a copy of the thing and talk to her. We can just talk out here, all right? Lock.
What-
Stand down.
Yeah, you don't even have to actually copy it, Legacy. You can just go over there and unplug the laptop and walk over with the laptop.
She will not go through the door. She will just thrust like the laptop out past the doorway for whoever to take it, and then like waves her arm, still tinking with like gravel, like, and I can prove it because I saw the signal. Nope. Back behind the door frame to where she cannot be seen.
Bengetti takes the laptop and like almost drops it for a second, just like, Jesus, give me the fucking. Okay. No, yeah, you're like all warbled up and shit like fucking Observer is, but you're not like a big squid. Do you feel like a squid?
No, I don't feel like a squid.
How about an octopus? Are those different? was different.
No octopus. I feel like me, but not. It's kind of weird.
And who are you? I mean, do you remember who you are? Do you only got a name?
Yeah. My name is Media Cameron. I'm an actress.
Oh shit! I just found you on IMDb. So are you like an actress squid? Marcus holds up a hand
Gary-
and just goes, I don't think she's a squid, dude.
Yeah, not a squid. Something's going on here.
I do feel displaced a little bit. Like, I know I am media, but I am so not media. I feel
Ye-
very floaty right now. Take the
Alright.
remark from Cosmos.
How long has this been happening? Did you hit your head recently? Something happened?
It's been on the order of less than a few hours, or less than a day. It's only been about a few hours.
Just a couple hours.
Fucking.
It tricks with the data.
Yeah,
so,
I just
like-
heard this.
Did something happen with your fucking? I don't know. Did you bump into any like weird experimental shit by accident?
I'm an actress. I was just going on my day to day.
What exactly? Where were you? What were you doing? You
I
weren't
was
fucking in the
doing-
sewers or some shit, were you?
No, I was up. I was above ground. Like I said, I was on my way home from work. I was shooting a new episode.
Oh shit! Do you have like, you have implants, don't you?
Yeah,
Like
of course.
augments and shit.
Yeah.
You have any shit in your head?
Yeah. I was born with a memory defect, so I got something to help with that.
Bengetti claps and then does this presenting gesture like he figured it out. Boom.
Memory defect, huh?
Mm-hmm. My short-term memory was really fucked up, so got something to, stabilize it. This was years ago.
No, yeah, it's listed here. There's a couple of articles and stuff written about it because you were apparently one of the few who had this experimental tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see like an eyeball pop out from around the door frame, staring down the hallway. Let me guess, Tetsuo.
I don't know.
It says here that it was created by Night Corp, but Night Corp was acquired by Tetsuo sometime in like the early 40s.
It's like I disappears back behind doorframe and very like distinct sound of like forehead smacking against the wall.
Lockhart's looking at Kaya with a look since
Does
she's
that-
in front of her.
Wait, what just happened? I got distracted.
She has
The memory implant.
brain chip
Yeah.
that was made by Tetsuo, a subsidiary of Tetsuo.
Okay, what's the look from Lockhart for? Can Kaya
Just
try to
like,
decipher it?
It's just like fuck, more stuff to add to the list, essentially, kind of thing.
Okay. It's like,
I think I can do something. I want to use Flickr on Bengetti's laptop.
Oh, go for it. You can do that.
I just kind of
free.
like move my finger to the side while pointing at the thing, like swiping on a laptop or swiping on a phone.
Yeah, like this is a hand gesture that is ostensibly the most like inoffensive and subtle gesture that would be meaningless in any other context.
Yeah.
But Kaya and Legacy, or not Legacy, Kaya, Lockhart, and Legacy, anyone who's near fucking Christ, all these goddamn L names. Anyone who is near Bengetti, who can see his laptop, she waves her finger, and then the laptop just, like it shuts all the way off, like it was hard booted, and then starts to turn on again. And he's like, "Oh fucking, this is new. Did you do that with your finger? Or is this thing just fucking dying?"
No, I think that was me.
Just looks up at you, suspicious. Do it again.
Well, I don't think I can do it on the same thing really quickly.
Like narrows his eyes.
I mean, do you have
So-
a phone?
What did you hear earlier? Did you like read minds?
I don't know what it is I heard. I just heard like like one of those old text-to-speech things, like Siri. Is that a thing people know these days? Why do I know that? I don't know, but I know that.
have tapped into our comms.
Lockhart and Marcus, since I think they're the only ones left back by the door where Legacy is not coming out of, just hear the very distinct grumble of like, fucking spy bitch.
Wait. So, hold on. Like, can you fucking But Bengetti starts looking around, and he will pull out his phone, and he'll just send a message to, like, I don't know, as a random person. Send a message to Cosmic, and it is a text message that reads, "Cosmic, don't read this and don't let her look at it." And then he'll send another message that says, "Cosmic, don't let her look at this one either." And you can hear Cosmic's phone, like everyone can see it buzz twice, and he looks at it and then holds his phone close to his chest and then peeks at it after it buzzes a second time and then puts his phone back close to his chest.
Yeah. You just told him not to let me look at it, right?
Okay, well, how about this? And he types in a number. He types in a 14-digit serial number.
314159276.
Perfect. You recite the digits which are seemingly random, to back to him, like just as he sends it, and like he sends it, fucking. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Cosmic. Cosmic doesn't even look at it, and then you say all the digits off, and then Cosmic looks at his phone and just goes, "Whoa, that's pretty cool."
You sent pie?
No, not actually pie.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
It's
the
just
first
funny.
thing I
One of
picked
the most well-known and well-memorized number sequences. Like, well, fucking shit.
Do I want a prize?
You're basically a wizard.
Huh?
You're like a wizard,
Uh,
like legitimately like doing magic, right?
I guess I am. Stomach growls.
Passes granola bar.
Thanks you. Begins to eat. Begins to sheepishly eat it.
Kaya just like looks out towards where her bike is parked and is thinking, oh man, do I introduce Larry or keep him far away from her?
You'll notice next to your bike, there is another bike next to it.
Wait, what?
I have a motorcycle too.
It's like Kaya's just gonna look out to where I imagine Larry is charging, napping on his built like custom made fucking thing holster, Larry holster, and just sees a bike like, whose fucking bike?
Oh, that's mine.
Oh shit.
No fooling.
And I understand if the answer is no because this is against a player character.
Mm-hmm.
Can Legacy, now that she knows that it is possibly a brain chip, try to get a good scan of that?
You can try. You can roll me a straight hacking roll, and Piper, you can willingly fail, or I believe you have a thing to resist if you want.
I think it's naturally just harder for me, you said, for people to do
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Does my dreamer shit apply to this?
technically it would. But you can only apply one generic specialty.
This is not from a generic specialty, this is from a talent.
Oh, you're right. For some reason I was thinking of your conspiracy thing.
Yeah, I got dreamer stuff and Tetsuo stuff from talents. I don't have anything, like, they're not from specialties. That's technically actually this, I think, in total.
Right. First we had dreamers, and now we have wizards.
I mean, considering how the first meeting with a dreamer went, this is a hell of a lot better.
Yeah. So Legacy, you start to like try to run a scan to assess any amount of information from like the augment and from this person. You start to open back, like access the immediate signal, so you can find it very easily. It's because due to its like bizarre nature. But as you start to try and discern information about it, it is almost like a self-referential loophole where you end up writing a piece of like trying to access one portion and it sends you to a different section which you think is a layer deeper, and then you access another layer. It's like going downstairs over and over and over, and you see the floors 6, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, and about 3 or 4 loops into this, you realize that you're not getting anywhere.
Mita kind of
it's-
just rubs her head like, ow.
You're not fighting any like firewall. You're just running into this loop over and over and over, and you're getting this sense of familiarity in something similar to that weird opaque code you saw from Observer, from that fragment of Observer, but you're able to actually parse this and not have a brain aneurysm.
Does anybody have a Tylenol?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You alright?
Yeah, just suddenly got a headache.
We'll drink some more water.
brain freeze.
You hear almost essentially like angry cat grumble from inside the apartment.
What's going on over there?
Can we are we gonna sit here all day? Because I'm gonna go get my chair if we're gonna sit here. Like I don't. You don't have a gun or anything, right? Like you're not a squid. You don't have a gun.
I'm not a squid. I don't have a gun.
So like, what? I'm trying to figure out what we're supposed to do because you came here to meet me, sorta, and you also came here because you were curious and wanted to meet her as well. And he points to Legacy.
Yeah, but I can go away now. I don't wanna like scare people. Sorry.
I mean, I'm not scared. I'm just curious. So if you're giving off an observer signal and you're not hostile, do you know shit about Observer?
I think I know a bit about it, yeah. Like I said, everything's kind of jumbled right now, but it sounds right.
He like looks at the rest of the group just like, this is, I don't know about you guys, but like this is a goldmine of information.
That can turn all of your equipment off and possibly infect it, Bengetti.
Well, she turns it back off.
I don't think I can infect it.
You don't know
She can't infect it.
what's going on with you. You don't know.
You haven't
I'm-
seen what the other thing could do.
What other thing?
A thing that is the Observer. A thing that infected my arm somehow. My cybernetic arm by just being near a monitor. You want to put
I
that near
don't-
all your computers?
I don't think I can do that. I kind of have a sense of what I can do right now. I cannot spread myself across a system like that. I mean,
Not
it's weird that, I mean, it's weird that
all.
I'm even talking about that. That feels weird.
So you're not all Observer. You're just like
No,
part Observer.
I'm media. I'm an actress.
She is an actress. I don't really know what to make of this, but I mean, you're not like she's not lying about that part.
Well,
If only there were insight checks.
Right.
You can roll any sort of check to like you there's not an insight skill, but you're more than welcome to say like, hey, I want to roll something like this, and we can just.
I mean, I'll fail it willingly. She's telling the truth. She's being 100% honest. She is confused girl right now. She is normal civilian that just got a eldritch cyber abomination shoved it into her.
Yeah. Look,
it's
sorry.
it's also worth noting that Lockhart, you did like you did assess her as being harmless as far as you could tell. Like, you're not a tech expert, but you can tell that this person is not under any sort of influence.
Okay.
I'm not stanced up.
She
Yeah.
the thing that the
I'm
thing
in a ball in a corner with the slushy.
With Cosmic.
With Cosmic.
Who's
and Kaya.
everyone knows that those are the two goodest boys and girls. Boy and girl.
They have the vibe check. Like, alright. Guys, look. It's obvious that whether she wants to be or not, she's involved in all this shit too, so are we letting her in or no?
Do you know shit about Tetsuo?
Like what?
Well, do you know he like Ben Getty puts a hand to his chin and just thinks for a second? Do you know, like, I don't know, about some fucking thing that only Tetsuo would know? Well, we wouldn't be able to verify that.
there's some stuff we can verify.
We do?
Nod.
Okay, well, did like, what stuff could she use to verify? Because
That's
I
some stuff
figure-
we're here to talk to you about, Ben Getty.
Okay, well, yeah, like, how secret is it? Is it like top secret?
Very.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had to risk our necks multiple times to get it.
I can go. I can go get dinner. I think there's a diner around here.
Cosmic nods.
Just another head thunk against the wall from inside the apartment, and then finally Legacy's like head fully pops around the corner to like stare at her for a moment.
Just stares back at her.
When we say Tetsuo, other than just fucking mega corporation, is there any instinctive emotion or thought or anything that comes to mind? Or, you know, Joseph Diego or anything like that?
If you are to give you Piper an inside heads up,
Please.
if you were asking, or not asking, but if you were really concentrating on it, there is a part of you, very, very deep, buried way down inside, that has anxiety, fear, avoidance, anger towards the words Tetsuo, Joseph Diego, not individually, just together. And that those particular things, you do not regard them in any positive light, unambiguously negative.
When I think about Tetsuo and Joseph Diego, I feel like I'm being hunted almost. Like I should run in the opposite direction. It's kind of scary, actually. I think I have their eyes.
You think you have what?
Oh, cyber eyes, and her eyes glow a little bit in response.
So she has not seen Legacy's face yet.
As Joe described it, I feel your energy. I don't see you physically if you have blink on.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Like, if
not
you-
Blink, her laughing girl, just the fucking
Yeah.
static face.
Gremlin.
Yeah,
Gremlin.
yeah.
Well,
Fucking-
just guy's gonna turn to everyone else, stand crouched down, like wow, kneeling next to Media, kind of in this halfway point of just like Media, in between Media and the group, just looks back and just like shrug of just, guys, I feel like we could use all the help we could get, and she kind of needs to know some shit.
I
considering
can
her
order a
situation.
takeout if that helps.
Legacy just like scrubbing face, still body hidden behind door frame. It's telling everybody today. Tell everybody. Why the fuck not? Look. And, like points towards
Sorry.
Media.
Sorry.
Look, if I am going to say this, and if this gets out, we will know who spilled the beans. And she, pointing at Lockhart, will come and do many unspeakable things. If you stay, you are in a lot of deep shit.
I mean, it kind of sounds like I'm in a lot of deep shit already.
If you stay, there is no going back.
I
We don't know
don't-
what's going on with you, but this may or may not even be connected.
I don't think I can go back anyway. I'm apparently a wizard.
Question. Piper, did you take network vision?
No, I did not take network vision.
Okay. Continue, sorry.
And Legacy just throws up a hand and turns away and starts heading into lab. She has made her warning she is going to find a hidey hole before anybody can come in there and disturb her.
I'll order takeout. How is Mexican sound? She pulls out her phone.
Cosmic gives you a thumbs up. Then Getty is like shrugs and just goes, I'm good with nachos.
Okay, nachos. I like the crunch wraps personally. What about you? Looks to Kaya. Oh, I'm Media, and she holds her hand out.
Yeah, I already introduced ourselves. I'm Kaya.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't remember that. Sorry.
Ah, shit, your fucking thing is fucked.
So what are you in a mood for? If
Thank
you
you,
don't
Mexican.
Mexican, I can order a different place too. Like I can order
Yeah,
multiple.
Mexican's fine. Just give me a couple of burritos.
Okay, couple of burritos. She begins tapping. Goes around the room asking people what they want. Goes to Marcus, holds her hand out. Hi, I'm Media.
Hi. I'm Marcus. I actually former Tetsuo employee. But yeah, cybernetics guy and boyfriend. Thumb like hooks a thumb towards Legacy. Or in Legacy's direction.
She nods. She goes over to Ben Getty. Hi there. Nice to meet you.
Ben Getty looks at your hand and then looks at you and looks down at your hand.
Oh, okay. Goes to Lockhart. Thinks
No,
for a
wait. If you shake my hand, will you be able to impart some of your powers on me?
Well, I shook his hand, points to Marcus, and I don't think I broke him.
I don't feel any different.
Okay, yeah, so probably not.
The urge to just shout, "Don't break Marcus."
Distant. Don't break him!
Yeah, so I didn't break anybody. Okay. I ordered the food. Should be here in a couple minutes. I ordered express.
Everybody head into the apartment. Legacy is no longer wild animal at the door.
Kaya's gonna hop out to her bike, pick up, charge it, fully charged Larry.
Legacy has
Side.
found one of Ben Getty's fucking white lab coats and is using it as an extra blanket on top of her already wearing a hoodie and is under a table at this point.
Jesus Christ, the gremlin mode is strong in this one.
She's tired
Marcus.
and she's annoyed.
Marcus walks in and is just like, where? Oh. Well, Marcus just sits down beside the table so that he's near you.
Does he sit down at the table or on the floor next to the table?
Nope, on the floor.
Aw.
He sits down on the floor beside Legacy, who is under the table.
Yeah. You know, I don't really know all of this stuff, but I can tell you've got some good tech in here. Ben Getty, right?
Thanks. I guess Is it? Do you like feel technology? Are you? Because I know you've got like some fucking force powers of shit.
Wait, can I what?
Never mind. We'll go like quiz you later on stuff, but well, maybe we should quiz you now. Do you like? Okay. Does anyone else want to go first, or should I just go first? I'm going first. I don't know why I asked. So, okay, if you're part observer, do you just know a bunch of stuff? Do you just know everything?
I don't
You know a bunch of facts?
actually- I don't know everything, but I feel like if I focus, I can maybe find something. I do have search engine.
Okay. Well, okay. So, do you? Well, is observer like with you all the way, or are you like Are you an exact copy or like a partial copy? Are you literally just observer, but like a chick a little bit?
I feel like I was just like. It feels really weird to talk about this, because you know I'm obviously me, but like, I feel like in regards to that question, part of it split off. What's that thing that like sponges do?
Absorb?
No, the thing where they like split apart.
Like replicate or something? Like that thing where they reproduce by like, spewing out little versions of themselves or whatever? I
Yeah,
think that's the
The
thing.
yeah.
sexual
like that.
reproduction button.
Yeah, that. That's kind of how I would describe it.
Oh, great. We're having observer babies now. This is good.
Well, technically it's not all observer babies, because you're like an observer baby that accidentally got smooshed into a teleporter with another thing and then fused with it. Unless it's just an observer baby like riding in the brain up top. But you still remember you.
Yeah, that's a Star Trek reference, right? I don't know why I know that.
He just blinks. Well, I was going for a little bit more of a loose assumption, but yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
I don't know.
You know
why I
Star
that
Trek?
either. I didn't.
She looks at Kaya just like, you don't know Star Trek.
What the fuck's a Star Trek?
See? Marcus holds up his hand and just goes, Why are we talking about Star Trek? Well, she just knows shit now. She knows about Star Trek.
Because she
and
has Observer Baby in her brain, and Observer just eats information. We know this.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. So okay, so I have this model, and he like starts rapidly flipping through files on his computer, and pulls out this tracking algorithm and a predictive algorithm that he has models for. And he's like, so I use this to try and accurately assess the rate of growth of Observer. I made this like 4 weeks ago, but it's probably out of date, maybe. And you looking at it, Media, you know very well that it is very accurate, if not exactly accurate.
It's weird. It's like, what is it? Like somebody who's not a general looking at battle maps and knowing exactly what it's about. It just feels weird. But yeah, that looks right.
Looks at Vengetti looks at his model and then looks at everyone else and just kind of holds himself a little bit straighter. And
You're pretty smart.
thank you for noticing. It's like eyes everyone else. Marcus leans over and just goes, hey, was he always this way?
And Legacy just like leans a little bit forward out from under the table to like stare at Bengetti and then retreats back underneath it and looks at Marcus. To be fair, he is actually getting better. Though she very clearly on like expression does not fully believe it.
Oh, is that one of those virtual dive things that they come out with games? I'm not much of a big gamer, but I did hear the news about that.
Like Cosmic blinks for a second and goes, yeah, that's one of the like early dev console ones. And I think Bengetti was turning it into a different thing. It is in
What?
the process of currently becoming something that
Wait, don't
I
tell me.
don't know if it ever existed before, but I would not be surprised if I invented it.
I am going to try and use Commune with Machine on it. to learn about it.
Okay. Okay, so what do you want to know?
What its primary function is.
Okay.
Like, in addition to whatever Bengetti has modified it to do.
So in its current iteration, you would know it is intended to fully submerge someone's consciousness, their connection to reality. It will fully submerge them into a digital self that will allow them to interact with things that are purely digital.
I look to were you gonna use this to try and speak with the observer?
Bengetti blinks for a second, and he like opens his mouth, and there's like a look of concentration on his face for a second. He blinks, and let me roll. Okay. He like goes to say something, and no words come out. He's like concentrating very, very hard, like furrows his brow, and gets like this look on his face, like a surprised look. Starts to get a little teeter-tottery, and then touches his finger to his nose, and there's just a teensy bit of blood.
What? I didn't do it! I promise! She immediately like
What
backs
did you
up
do
and goes,
to him?
"I didn't do it. I swear."
Hold on. What just happened?
Hide
Yeah,
behind
you alright?
Kaya. Hides behind Kaya. I didn't do it.
Yeah, you
promise.
alright?
He like blinks for a second. Have I been here before?
Huh?
He like looks around. And he looks over towards media and just blinks and he's like, I've never met you. And then he turns to look at everyone else. Like,
Huh?
oh, you.
Huh? I didn't do it. Save me. I didn't do it.
What year is it? And he falls backwards and passes out.
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it.
What?
I didn't do it. I promise.
Walker's gonna catch him if possible. Like,
Fucking
You catch him.
first aid. Holy
Kaya
shit.
and Lockhart slide into position and catch him, and Kaya starts pulling out the first aid kit, and that is where we'll end the session.
I didn't do it.
Oh man,
So-
Joe, if you did what I think you're doing, holy shit!
I didn't do it. I'm innocent.
I'm curious what you think I'm doing, because like I was not expecting that question from Piper, which I like hit a story beat that was way further up.
I was just taking a
Fucking
blind
God
shot.
damn it.
I just connected the dots and just took a shot.
Hell yeah, that's what we like to fucking see.
Piper,
I
I'm
didn't do
sorry,
it. I'm sorry.
I'm
Please
sorry.
Don't hurt me.
but your character might get knocked out soon.
Please don't hurt me.
Stop
sorry.
advancing the story so fast.
I wasn't trying.
You're skipping entire chapters here.
I was just gonna be. I just thought it was gonna be like, yeah. How'd you know? Not memory